everybody. All right, good evening, everybody. You are checking me out live right here. Don't know why everything is in mono, but we'll just go on. And we are here on our Philly Liv Show. And we haven't done a show for a couple of weeks. And I'm actually trying to find out why this is not on here. But I guess I'll figure it out later. So normally I would introduce Van as our co-host, but we have a special guest. Now I'm going to introduce him first. We have
Okay.
we have Mr. Hard Rock Hamilton, former professional wrestler and youth mentor. He works a lot with the youth, and he's joining us today from California. Hard Rock, how you doing tonight?
Hey, former wrestler. Man, I'm the heavyweight champ of Soul City Wrestling, the first African-American owned president of a wrestling federation ever in the United States, as far as that goes, forever in the world.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, Jerry, is this my cue now while I do my regular or what?
And our regular co-host, Mr. Van Stone. Van.
Oh, right.
There
all
you
right.
go.
So welcome everyone to Philly Live. Of course, I'm Van Stone, the face behind the voice. And we are going to have a special show today. You know, I just want to say, first of all, to all our Black Philadelphians, boy, it's hot out here. It feels like it's 105, but it's probably like 93 or something degrees. So welcome to the show. We want to give our shout out to all of our followers and listeners, our viewers, state by state. Usually we say California, and we're going to say California for the last after, but we want to, say what's up to Virginia, and, we're talking about Utah, and of course our international viewers as well. So I'm smiling because this is a special show. And today we're saying what's up to California because we have the one and only, our star, Hard Rock, Skip Hard Rock Hamilton. He's just a part of everything that we've been doing. And he is the lead in the nonprofit organization that he's going to explain all about it. And then he's going to give us a little story to tell. We're dealing with criminal justice and also legal justice. So those are two different things. And we're going to just really wrap this conversation about what has been happening with Black Americans, particularly Black women, Black men, falling victim to the criminal justice system, but also the legal justice system. Okay, so with no further ado, this is Skip Hard Rock Hamilton. What's up, Skip?
Hey, good to be here, man. Long time no see.
Okay, yeah, we're glad to have you back. Before COVID, we just had all our listeners and followers and viewers, and they love you. And that was the last time you were on the show. The COVID really threw a lot of people off, okay? But we've been able to hang in here, and you've always been a part of the star, process of what we have the stars here. So, pro wrestler, and we're talking about Black wrestling, but we're talking about heavyweight champion pro wrestler, Hard Rock Hamilton, okay? And here in Philadelphia, we had something that was really unique here. We had a star-studded, all-Black wrestling situation. It was an affair, it was an event, it was cultural, and you really was the person that made that happen as far as the actual star. You are involved with a lot of stars in pro wrestling. You go way back when some of the guys were young, and they're stars now. But when it comes to Black wrestling, the one and only Soul City Wrestling does so many different things for kids. And now with the new program, it's going to be Soul City Mentoring. We're also making a big announcement because our followers and viewers already know that we have a new center, the Van Stone Center, the Family Center, and we have several really leaders in different projects who are all part of the collaboration of this center. We're here in West Philly, 5037 Walnut Street, second floor. We have all type of things from health services to resources, We have photography as far as, when kids want to do workshops and things like that. We have animation. But surprise, surprise, none of the youth here or the teens are expecting that we're going to bring wrestling back in. And that's where we come in with you, because mentoring is really something really strong. You have a story to tell, and we need it, man. And we need our young people to know that if they have a goal and they're caught up in the situation in the midst of their goals, education wise, successful, but at the same time they're having a hard time as youngsters in Black America, where they're dealing with homelessness and we're dealing with group homes and foster care and all kind of things. You are the person as a counselor who really can really help us make this thing successful. So we're here, this is new, and we want you to tell us a little bit about the beginnings that led up to your college situation and how the system, the criminal justice system and the legal justice system, the civil justice system kind of really did you dirty. So I'm giving you the big introduction. You can talk all about it. Go ahead, let us know what's up.
Well, first of all, I like to say that I came from the system of Philadelphia. I was raised by DPW. I grew up in 11 different youth organizations, and I went on to, it took me a while. My academics weren't right, but I buckled down and concentrated on my studies because I had good people in a lot of those youth organizations that helped me and guys like me or kids like me out. And I wind up being recruited by every college in the country, near. I played football, basketball, I ran track. I was a sprinter, a shot putter. I played basketball. I could have went to school for either one, but football was more of a natural thing to where I could take my anxiety out on the guy that I was playing across from. And in saying that, I remember when I was in high school, I was 6'2", 225 pounds. I ran a 4.40, and they wanted me to replace Tony Dorsett at the University of Pitt. Wow. And there was another running back. Named I Am Hip. They wanted me to replace him. But I wind up going to North Carolina State because of my academics and my coach. I wound up going to a school, Wilson High School in Easton, Pennsylvania. I used to go to Plymouth White Marsh, and me, Marvis Frazier were the top running backs. You remember the boxer by name Joe Frazier? His son, Marvis Frazier, who were the top. Pardon me?
No, go ahead. I said, of course.
Yeah, we were the top running backs in the area, and what happened was I got displaced I got kicked out of the Martin Luther School in Silver Springs, which was in Plymouth White Marsh, and I got sent to Easton, Pennsylvania. And when I went up to Easton, they sent me to a high school, Wilson High School, and I did pretty good. I broke my ankle in my senior year. It was a hair fracture. I broke my ankle in high school. I had wind up my rushing yard, almost 1,000-yard rush. I was like 889 yards, and that was second to the last game or third to the last game. I cracked my ankle, and the 1,000 never came. But I still got picked up on a scholarship, North Carolina State, and I went there and I had a good time there. I mean, I did a good job for the coaches there. At the time, there was a Heisman Trophy candidate, Ted Brown. He was one of the leaders, and also my roommate, Anthony Green, Bubba Green. He was the number one defensive lineman in the country.
Okay.
And I also had the liberty to play with number 1 and 2 offensive linemen in the country, which was Jim Richards and Chris Dietrich. One played Buffalo, the other played Detroit.
Right. Let's fast forward to the real topic that's current at hand. let's fast forward to that university experience where you want all of our youngsters to understand how things could go wrong. And it's not your fault that things go wrong, but it's the system. So tell us about your experience and basically where we're going to really constantly talk about what happened to you at that university and how they
Well,
did you dirty.
yeah, after when I played at Southern, our bowl game was the Bayou Classic. And the first year I went to, because I actually I flunked out of North Carolina State, and my coaches called me one summer and says, "Skip, do you still want to play football?" I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Well, we're going to try to get you into one of the outlaw schools." That's what they called it, and that was Southern University. But my old coaches went to LSU. As a matter of fact, my head coach at NC State, Bo Ryan, he got killed in a plane crash, recruiting a friend of mine, Marcus Moore, from Shreveport, Louisiana. And Coach Otis Washington and Buddy Green, who was, when I was at North Carolina State, he coached the defensive backs, but he came to Southern University as a defensive coordinator, and he told me that a long time ago. He said, "Skip, I know your academic status. If there's any time I can do something for you, I will." He was David Thompson. You remember Skywalker? He was David Thompson's roommate. And the second year that we played Grambling, and there was a play. Eddie Robb had big offensive linemen. I mean, these guys were like 400 or 500 pounds. He liked them like that. And we were practicing a play. We were practicing a play that they would let me come in and make the first tackle of the two guys. And everybody we played tried to take me out because I played nose down. And they trapped me. And I never knew. Well, actually, when I woke up, I was taking pictures. But I actually got hurt in the first quarter. I was concussed. And they took me out the game. But I thought I played in the whole game. And what happened was, a friend of mine called me and said, "Hey, bro, I thought they shot your big butt." I said, "What you mean, man?" He said, "You don't remember?" I said, "Remember what?" He said, "You remember that play that we were practicing the whole week for Grambling? They would let you in the two gap, and then the next one they look to your inside, they were coming to get you." I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, they got you." He said, "Skip, you did a complete 360, took 5 steps, and fell flat on your face." I said, "What?" He said, "Yep," and they took you out the game. So I thought that I played in the whole game. Well, after the game, me not knowing, no one ever asked me how you felt, or no one never monitored me. Like, and you have certain protocol. Even in 1982, you had protocol. Because I had the same type of injury at North Carolina State, and they monitored me the whole night. Every 45 minutes, they would give me a call. They asked me if it was always all right. I asked me if it was always all right. But Southern University didn't do that. What they did is, I guess because I had no more eligibility, they said the heck with it. It was doing Mardi Gras anyway, and they went out and they partied. Nobody ever told me that I had gotten hurt, and until my buddy gave me a call. Now,
Okay, so Skip,
that night,
Skip, I'm gonna stop you for a second because we may be close to a break. Jerry, how are we doing? It's time to take a break.
Yeah, we might as well just go ahead and take it now. And just a heads up, when we come back, we got about 10 more minutes.
Okay, great, wonderful.
So
We'll be back. See you on the other side.
All right.
Si los amas tanto como para meterte a buscarlos en el patio de juegos, entonces seguramente visitarás nhtsa.gov/protegidos para comprobar que van en el car seat correcto.
All right, and we are back just that quickly.
Okay,
So
yes, everyone, welcome back. Of course, I'm Van Stone, the face behind the voice, and you're watching and listening to Philly Live. Listen, you guys make sure that you support what we're doing. Check out our radio station at www.phillyfolkradio. 24 hours a day. We have the hits. We have Beyonce as well. And just recently, we're just going to throw into a little bit of update what's happening with the presidential election, and then we're going to jump back into our guest here was Skip Hard Rock Hamilton, but Vice President Kamala Harris. So most likely she's going to get the nominee to run for president, and she had a lot of celebrities, supporting her. And the theme music basically was a song from Beyonce. So freedom. We are supporting all these positive things that's happening right now, and we just want you to pay attention to the vote and what's going on, and we're going to give you an update on that. We talk about all these things, but right now we have a special show. We're bringing back one of our family co-host team members, Skip Hard Rock Hamilton, former Philadelphia Eagle. I'm just throwing out so many different things with Skip Hamilton, and if you just tuned in, he's given a brief story of several things that happened to him. One, he got a concussion when he was at the university, and how they did him dirty. They didn't really treat him well. He's going to talk just a little bit more about that. And then he had another experience. So let's bring Skip back in, and Skip, pick up from how they really didn't do you too well when you got the concussion. This is before the Will Smith movie and all of that. All right, Skip.
Well, okay. Well, the thing is, when I was concussed, there's a certain protocol, and that protocol is you're supposed to monitor the people that get concussed. Like I said, I didn't know that it happened until that. I'm at the time. Right now, I'm 65 years old. Okay, I was a young man back then, and it took all these years for me to find out what really took place. This young lady accused us of aggravated rape. Okay.
Okay, you froze. Hopefully, okay. He should be coming back in. Skip, you still there? There we go.
all right.
He's
So
still there. Skip, you there?
so Van,
Yeah.
Okay, no, he's
But I
there.
can't.
So pick up on what you said about the accusation. Go ahead.
Yeah, this young lady accused us of aggravated rape. I met the young lady when we first got off the bus down in New Orleans. We were staying at the Marriott Hotel in the French Quarters. And when we got off the bus, I met these two girls coming out of the rotating doors and said hello to her. And she said good luck and all of that. And she was probably see you after the game. Now, never knew that I would see her again. But after the game, that I was concussed, and I found out later, I'm coming off of Bourbon Street about 1:30 in the morning. She's coming through the hotel with a couple of teammates of mine. They called us the Southern Five. To make a long story short, I joined up with them, and we wind up going to the room, and she sent me to get other football players to join in, and she gave a couple of guys her phone number and all of that, and I didn't perform any sex with her. I kissed on her a little bit and all of that, but unfortunately for me, when I was a child, I was assaulted, and so I wasn't taking my clothes off, my undergarments off around a bunch of guys that were interested in doing the do to a lady. But I actually walked her after I went to get some of my teammates. They didn't believe me. And one of my teammates, he said, remember, man, you can't get me. And I had a room full of women. And, we told you we was all right. He passed away way now. He said, goddamn, he said, boy, if you had came and got me, I'd have been in trouble right along with you. He said, because she was fine. But to make a long story short, I walked her to the room to get her cousin. This is the lady that came back and said that, and confessed and wrote an affidavit that they had made up a story. But at the time, I was the 68th best player in the country. I was coming out. I was supposed to get drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. And that didn't happen because of her saying that we raped her. The next morning that I woke up, my coach woke me up. Good. What are you ready to say?
Yeah, I want to ask a question. So you spent time in jail. Would you let our listeners and viewers know how long you spent in jail? Because we're at abbreviated time now. We're getting close to the end.
I did 4 months, 16 days.
Okay.
They found 2 not guilty, 2 they couldn't reach a verdict on, and they found me guilty of attempted forcible rape, and I didn't even have sex with the girl.
Right.
Okay. Found out that she was a known prostitute, and her cousin that was supposed to be in the guy that actually got me out of it was when I walked her to the room. There was a guy that opened the door, Big Brother, and he happened to be a prison guard. And I met him when I was incarcerated in New Orleans. He came to my cell and said, "Big man, do you remember me?" And I said, "Yeah." Well, I said, "No." He said, "Well, you remember when you walked that?" He had words to say. "Girl to the room that night." The guy that opened the door, I said, "Yeah." He said, "With the stocking cap on?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "That was me." I grabbed him. I said, "Man, please help me." Because I was the only one out of all of us that did any jail time at all. Right. And I didn't even have sex.
Right. And here's the important thing, and then we're going to jump back to Jerry. You discovered something really recently that exonerated you. You have no issues. You work with children. You have no child abuse and no sexual abuse, no criminal record. But your name actually came up on people who are innocent. There's a project or something going on, a legal matter, and you found out about that. Can you let us know that? And then we're going to wrap up the show where we'll come back. What was that you discovered about you being completely innocent?
I called me the other day, say he was reading on a thing called Roku, where the innocent people were falsely accused, right, and gave up their careers, and then they didn't put the girl in jail. And the DA down there at the time was Harry Connick, which my lawyer told the 2 people to go to him, which was the head of the district attorney. He ignored it, so they went back to my lawyer, and my lawyer had the young lady sign an affidavit on cable TV in his office to the effect that we did not commit that crime. One of the police officers, they tried to shut him up in the trial, and he said if he didn't shut up, he was going to be fired. He took his badge off and put it on the thing and said, "It doesn't matter." He said, "Because you're doing these kids wrong, I quit." And this was a white cop.
All right. So what we're going to do, I'm going to throw it back to Jerry because Jerry may have a few comments, and then we're going to see where we are at the end of the show. One thing we want to let our viewers know and our listeners, we do have a program which is called Know Your Rights, and we've been helping people with legal assistance, just being railroaded and things like that. So you can also go online, Van Stone, Philadelphia, Know Your Rights. We also have Jerry with us as well because Jerry is also my partner when it comes to the expert of background in legal, especially criminal justice and things like that. So I'm going to throw it over to Jerry, and then Jerry, you can let us know where we at. Are we ending the show? And we'll continue the next time. What you got for us, Jerry, on that?
Oh, there we go. Something wrong with my microphone, by the way. But yeah, we're about to wrap up. I really don't have too much to say about the legal stuff because if I got it and all that, it would just go off the rails. Because I had a situation myself a long time ago, which I'm not going to speak on, but I have some feelings about the criminal justice system myself. But we could do a whole show about how the criminal justice system screws people over, especially black men. So that's a whole nother show. So I'm gonna I'm gonna wrap up actually. So I'm gonna get the final thoughts from Mr. Hamilton as well as you, Van, and then we have our Heroes of the Last Q segment featuring Van Stone Jr., and then that'll be it for the show. So,
all right, okay.
Who do we go to first?
We're going to go to Skip. So, Skip, in 30 seconds or less, what is your final thoughts for the day? We share with our viewers anything positive that you have to say. 30 seconds.
My final thoughts are young men, please be careful of the decisions that you make. Although we didn't do anything with my girlfriend, and my life has been a living hell ever since. But the system has found a way to make money off of my license by taking it and putting it in the most popular video game ever made, Gears of War. I am Augustus Coltrane. So bring it on, sucker. That's my chance.
All right, I appreciate that. So my turn. All right, so listen, in 30 seconds, we want all our viewers and listeners to remember that we are here at Van Stone Philadelphia Nonprofit. We are now partnering. Back with us again is Hard Rock Hamilton of Soul City Mentoring. So we're going to look for that here in Philadelphia. We're going to put not only those nonprofits together, but several other activities and leaders and other, things going on. And it's going to be really good for our teens and our youth. Stick with us. We'll be back next week, next show, with more on the positive activity. And until then, stay strong, and we are really with you guys. Jerry.
My final thought is about Kamala Harris. She's running. She basically has the Democratic nomination. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. We got to get out. We got to get out and support this person, this female of color. We can't let Trump get back in. Now, I don't know what Mr. Hamilton, I don't know what your opinion is about that. We can get into that next show. But I'm sure something we could all agree on is that we all have to get out and vote. If you're not registered, make sure you register by, I think it's October or something. But this is a very important election, so make sure you're registered and make sure you actually get out and vote, and don't be too lazy. That's my thought. So on that note, we're going to go to the segment right now, and we will see you on the next show.
Boy, mamma mia, indeed. It's been a while, hasn't it? Wait, what? That's strange. I felt that there was something behind me. Anyways, it's been a while, hasn't it? This indeed it certainly has. And I am very sorry about that. But you can bet your butt cheeks I put it back. Actually, Mario, I think I have some rather disappointing news for you. What? There's not enough budget. Not enough budget? What do you mean, not enough budget? Well, but how should I even explain this? Alright, listen closely, Mario. You see, we're running out of budget, which is why we haven't been able to make any new content. Not to mention, along with that, the editing is also going to be a lot less heavy, meaning that it's not going to be as noticeable or even though it are. As a matter of fact, as we speak, there isn't even any music. What? No music? That's right. No music? None at all? What is happening? Well, it's a long story, Mario, because you're gonna have to cut things short and stuff. Are you kidding me? Oh, just my luck. Hey, listen, it's fine. It's fine. Things are gonna be like this for just a little bit, but you'll see. You heard him, didn't you? What? There's little to none budget left for this stuff, so cut the recording, you imbecile. Oh, okay. Whoops.